And there's more. The government recently announced plans to shift all of the country's 9,000 state-owned restaurants and cafes to private ownership. Michael Voss is live for us in Havana, and this is big. Tell us more.
Well, Phil, a lot of the economic reforms we've seen so far have involved allowing people to work for themselves and set up small businesses from scratch. This is more about shifting people out of the state sector. Right now, there are more than 200,000 Cubans working in state-run restaurants and other food outlets, but they won't be on the state payroll for much longer.
La Casona restaurant in Havana reopened in early September under new management. This former state-run enterprise is now a workers' cooperative. They rent the building along with most of the fixtures and fittings from the state, but are free to run it as they want.
Now, being a cooperative, we have autonomy and can decide what kind of restaurant we want. Together, we decide what to sell, our prices, and anything else that we come up with.
This is one of 24 restaurants transferred to cooperatives this year as the state struggles to compete for the tourist trade with the new private sector. For almost 50 years, every restaurant in the country was owned by the state, right down to food stalls and hole-in-the-wall cafes. Prices may be cheap, but quality is often poor. A lot of food and drink also disappears through the back door, with employees selling it on the black market to supplement their low state wages.
Now the government's decided it's time to get out of the catering business altogether. Over the next few years, it plans to hand over all of the state restaurants and cafes to private owners or cooperatives.
Some people are worried that prices may rise, but most see it as a positive move.
It's a good idea. They'll be more efficient and with less corruption and losses because owners care more than the state.
It's better for everyone if the food, working conditions, and surroundings all improve. That's good.
But competition will be fierce. Already, more than 1,200 private restaurants called paladars have opened since President Raul Castro allowed Cubans to set up small businesses of their own. They range from upscale restaurants for tourists to simple carry-out pizzerias for Cubans.
Getting out of state restaurants is going to be a gradual business. The government set a timetable of about 2.5 years to complete the move. Phil.
Hey, Michael, there's this other discussion that's been happening as well with this unification of currency. What do we know about that?
Well, we still don't have a timetable. We know that it's going to happen, and we've just been told by the governor of the central bank here that it's going to involve printing a lot more money and much larger denomination bills. Right now, the 100 peso Cuban bill is worth just $4, and that's definitely going to have to change. Now, the fact that there are two currencies, one worth 24 times more than the other, is very unpopular here. The difficulty is that in changing this and uniting it, the government wants to avoid hyperinflation, unemployment and social unrest. So it's being very slow and cagey, and it's trying to work out exactly how it does it. What we do know is, though, that it is going to happen.
All right, Michael Voss, thank you very much. We'll be looking for answers in the coming days.